Reindeer. Somebody pushed the button. Who pushed that button? Somebody's gonna have to answer for that. Is this working? Is this working? What's up, Penguin Butt? Luke Donlon, what up, dude? Munchgum, how's life? Life's great, thanks. Raise Richards, yo, what up? Dan Bayer, what up, Dan? Dan's in the house. With your lord, Purple Blade, hello. Tashio, what up, dude? The legend. Clockwork, yo. I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. How you doing, buddy? Blue Bob Man, what up? Stephanie, hello. Russ, how's it rolling? It rolls as well as I want it to roll. You know, just gotta fudge a few dice, lie a little bit, break your players' hearts. You know, it's all good. Daniel Wendower, what up, dude? Rainier, hello. Happy Friday. It is Friday. Yeah. Radiance Guardians, yo, what's up? Adrian, what up? ¿Qué onda? ¿Cómo te va? Simpáticos, yo, what up? Admiral Akbar, nice. I'm just reading names off at this point. Hey, but the stream hasn't begun yet. It's a starting soon screen, so I can just read names if I want to. Where the Lord says, I'm so excited to pick up the hard copy cover of Into the Fae. The Kickstarter features and artwork looks incredible. Thank you for an awesome gift during the weirdness of 2020. You are welcome, dude. No problem. Hey, Penguin Butt, you want to drop a link to the Kickstarter? Get this show off with a nice shameless plug. Red Dragon, what up? Fae Friday, yes. Helig, are we gonna make the second stretch goal tonight? Well, we made the, I think, didn't we make the second one already? I think we're working on the, are we working on the third one now? I think we're working on the third one now, dude. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yes, we made the second stretch goal. So the first stretch goal was 4 more adventures. The second stretch goal was the map pack, and we did both of those. And now the third stretch goal is player handouts. So that's the one we're working on. So we're working on the third one right now. You think the bot is broken? Of course the bot's broken. Why wouldn't the bot be broken? The bot's always broken. It's like when you need the bot's broken. Oh, it literally says Stream Elements bot running. Okay, try to do it again. Try it again, Penguin Butt. Stream Elements heard you and was like, responded to you. Look at that. Holy crap. No way. Let's see if that works. Oh, look at that. Oh, dude, Penguin Butt, you are, I swear, you totally called the bot out on not working. It literally responded, Stream Elements bot running. Oh, that's so cool. We gained intelligence, dude. Subcycle, we're very close to hitting the next stretch goal. So the player handout stretch goal is at 35k, and we are at 33k right now. So we are very close to hitting that stretch goal. Hey, Red Dragon, thank you so much for becoming a member. I appreciate that. One quick note, when you become a member, make sure you link up your Discord to YouTube, because you get some really cool perks with your membership over on my Discord server. You get access to a VIP lounge. You get to vote on videos I make. Lots of really cool stuff, especially at the adult dragon level. And if you have any difficulties at all hooking up your Discord to YouTube, you can message Penguin Butt over on my Discord channel. She is now the hand of El Jefe and can help you with that if needed. So yeah, good stuff. False Kautel says, first time joining, what are we doing? Right now I'm just sitting on the starting soon screen. we're gonna be answering questions tonight, and then after that we are going to be creating an adventure together. We're gonna be creating a level 9 adventure together. So that's kind of the plan for tonight. I could probably kick this off too. Why is penguin? Is that a full question, Colonel? I don't know if that's a full question. All right, let's do this. Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Friday nights. Ooh, happy Friday. Hopefully you don't gotta work tomorrow. I was gonna say that I don't have to work tomorrow, but I work every single day, so life doesn't stop for me. Anyway, Friday stream. Here's the game plan for tonight. First thing we're doing tonight is we are going to do Q&A, Dungeons and Dragons, RPG, Dungeon Master, Game Master, whatever. You got me. Q&A. So drop your questions. They're hashtag all caps question, and then moderators will get your question into a spreadsheet. There's no need to spam. Penguin Butt loves using her wrench on spammers. You have no idea. It's like yeah. So yeah, be careful with the spam. So yeah, Q&A, and then we're gonna do Q&A for about 1 hour tonight, because after an hour we're gonna go over to my Twitch channel and we're going to create an adventure together. We're gonna create a level 9 Dungeons and Dragons adventure together, and when we're done I want to give ourselves about 3 hours to create that adventure together, so that we're not like in crunch time. So we're gonna create an adventure, and then once we create that adventure, I will publish that adventure out. Probably tomorrow morning-ish or so. I get up at like 4 a.m. So, you know, I get up at 4, I work, and so you'll probably have the adventure tomorrow morning by the time you wake up. And yeah, I'll put links all over the place so you can get the adventure and you can use it in your own games. That's pretty much what we do on Fridays. We create something together that Dungeon Masters and maybe players, but mostly Dungeon Masters, can use in their games and stuff like that. So that is the game plan for tonight. Because I just launched a Kickstarter, I apologize in advance. You guys are gonna have to put up with some Kickstarter plugs, because, you know, I just launched a Kickstarter, so I kind of have to like plug it and tell people about it. It's like my job. So I'm going to launch into a shameless plug right now for the Kickstarter, and then we're gonna start doing Q&A, and we're doing a giveaway tonight too. We're going to be doing a giveaway for these. Where's my stupid? Here we go. We're gonna be doing a giveaway for these tactical tokens right here. These things right here are the very best alternative to miniatures that you can possibly get. I crap you not, these things are amazing. So there is a giveaway tonight. You can sign up for it. This giveaway is only open tonight during my live stream here on YouTube and Twitch, and I will draw the winner at the end of tonight over on my Twitch channel. One person's gonna get 20 of these things, and they're super, super cool. So you can sign up for that, and I'm going to do my Kickstarter plug too. And then we're gonna do some questions. So just bear with me here. Bear with me. So End of the Fae is the name of the Kickstarter. It is a level 1 to 5, 5th edition compatible adventure module. So it'll take your party from level 1 to 5. It features crap tons of new Fae creatures, magic items, and even spells. Assuming we hit our stretch goals. We need to hit our stretch goals, because the stretch goals are gonna give everyone who pledges more cool stuff, such as artwork and additional stuff, monsters, spells, all that kind of magic items, all that kind of cool stuff. This is the cover art for it. I have commissioned art from some amazing artists. And the more stretch goals we hit, the more art I can commission. Mock-up of the book cover. And this is just a kind of like a little preview teaser of a layout of the inside of the book. This is not the final layout. My graphic designer like put this together in a pinch for me, because I was a jerk and I didn't give enough time to do so. So this is not the final layout, but it's kind of like a teaser or something. Some more art for you, and then just example of a map. Okay, my dungeon cartographer Lonnie is so stinking amazing. Like these maps just have crazy detail on them. It's getting a little bit. There we go. The resolution's not super high in this image, but like the level of detail in these maps is stinking amazing. And some monster art. This is a soul spawn extractor right there. And then tactical tokens. We're going to have custom tactical tokens made for this Kickstarter, featuring the artwork that I have commissioned. So you guys can look forward to some of these bad boys here. And Dice bags. These are high quality micro suede dice bags. These things are absolutely amazing. Simpaticos tried to steal one of these from my house when he was over here building my new PC. Oh, by the way, sorry. Cat camera. Just look at it. Squirty pie. Squirty pie. Hey, this is a live stream. Knock it off. Yeah, she doesn't care. Sorry, that was inappropriate. Velvet, not velvet. They're not velvet. They're micro suede, but the lining on the inside is red. These things are awesome. These are not crappy, cheap dice bags that will like die on you in a year. I guarantee you. T-shirts, of course. I'm wearing one tonight. Yeah. Ladies, of course, as well. And then just some more gratuitous artwork for you to just kind of show off things and build the hype and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, that's it. Okay, that's my plug. You have suffered through my plug of my Kickstarter enough. If you want to pledge to that, you can hit that link that was right there and clear yourself up for that. So, all right, let's do question and answer now. I've bored you enough. Like Luke's like, buy my crap. Well, okay, now we'll answer questions. Robert Young, hello. Dito Fox, what up, man? Hayes, thank you, sir, for the $10 super chat. I appreciate that. Do you remember the first character you really role played? Not played, but really got into character. What was it? The first, actually, when you asked that question, the first thing that came to my mind was an Elven Ranger that I played when I was a dungeon master for my daughter. Gosh, I want to say it was about 4 or 5 years ago now. It was a little bit ago. I was a dungeon master for my daughter. It was just her and I, okay, playing D&D together. And she ran 2 players. I ran 2 PCs as well. Yes, it was a DM PC. Just cut me some slack. Okay, it was my daughter. It was before I knew better. Anyway, she was playing 2 characters. I was playing 2 characters, and I was the dungeon master. And one of the characters was an Elven Ranger. What the heck was his name? Nasser. His name was Nasser, and I got into Nasser a little bit. You know, he was kind of like this, and this kind of talked like this a little bit, and he was a little negative about things and kind of rough around the collars, and didn't take crap from anybody. Yeah, he was one of these like tough types and stuff like that. And so I really got into that character. There was actually a point, this is funny. There was actually a point that I tried to kill Nasser off. For whatever reason, I was getting bored of role-playing him or something, and so I'll just kill him off. And so Nasser fell into they were in the Underdark for some reason. And Nasser fell off a cliff into an underground river and was being swept away into the Underdark. And I'm like, oh, he's toast. He's gone. And my daughter is like, we're going after him. And she would not so she launched a party. She launched a search party basically. And they went deeper into the Underdark on a mission to get Nasser back. And they went through a bunch of different stuff, ended up going into a drow tower, and they went into an entire drow city, I think, to rescue Nasser. And yeah. And so my attempts to kill off Nasser did not work, and they got Nasser back. And I was forced to continue role-playing him, which it was enjoyable. But I think I was probably getting bored, not with the personality of Nasser, but just probably the ranger or something. I don't know. Yeah. So anyway, that's my first probably character that I remember, that I can remember getting into, you know. My memory's horrible, so there could have been many others. I had this one where I was playing a dwarf, and I was doing this dwarvish accent the whole time, and it's horrible. But that was really hard to talk. Like, I like to always talk in character when I'm a player, and it's really hard to to do that accent all night long. All right, let's see. Let's go to my questions here. Hey Luke, I'm from Brazil and I want to know, what should I put in an adventure that I want to publish, the structure of the publishing and the level of details? So honestly, the easiest way to answer this question is to go look at other stuff that's been published. Look at what the professionals are doing. What are the professionals putting in the books? These are the dudes that have been doing it for a long time. And presumably they've gotten feedback from lots of players and lots of dungeon masters about what they want to have in their published adventures. And so they've been tweaking it and getting things better and better over the years. I can only assume that to be true. They would be morons if they haven't been doing that. So look at what's out there, what's been published, and see what people put in adventures. And that's going to tell you the sorts of information, the sorts of things that you need. Now, from my point of view, one of the most important things that you like for a dungeon master to run the adventure well, when there is not read aloud text, it is incredibly more difficult for a dungeon master to run an adventure, usually. So just off the top of my head, one tip for you is read aloud text. Not all dungeon masters are going to use it, but some really like to have it available. Whether they paraphrase it or whether they read it verbatim, read aloud text is super helpful. Usability, organization, layout, all of these things are super, super important. I have adventures and modules and crap that I get, and the ones that annoy me the most are not the ones that are like poorly written with prose and stuff like that. It's the ones where you can't find what you need to run the adventure, where the NPCs aren't conveniently organized in the end of the book where you can look them up, but they're scattered all throughout the adventure and you can't find the information you need for them. Like Princes of the Apocalypse is an adventure that I recall having this problem. There were apparently, I think, 4 ambassadors. What is all this noise? There's like 4 ambassadors or emissaries that are mentioned at the beginning of the book, and then you have a hard time finding out where they actually are in the module and information about them. It's not super conveniently located, and so you got to dig and try to figure it out. That's an example of just bad organization and things that make the dungeon master pull their hair out. So like when I'm designing my adventures and my module, for instance, my End of the Fae, I'm thinking about what is going to make this easy for the dungeon master to use at the table. I feel like many modules are written to be read like leisure reading material by people who will never run them and never play them, just as much as they're made to be actually run at the table by dungeon masters. And so some of these things really feel like they're made to be read, like reading, like light reading material or something before you go to bed. And I disagree with that approach. Like I get that a lot of people aren't actually going to run the module ever, and they're just going to read it and be entertained by reading it or something. But like if I'm making a module, my goal is to make it for the dungeon master who's actually going to use it at the game table. So that's kind of my thought behind making that stuff. But I don't know. There's a couple thoughts for you, dude. Rashed says, I'm going to DM my first one shot. What kind of notes should I prepare? In notes, I mean the templates. So, well, I understood up until notes, and then when you said templates, then I didn't understand anymore. What kind of notes should you prepare? For me, so some dungeon masters need very little notes and very little preparation, and they can do a whole lot. You said you're going to DM your first one. So usually the newer you are, the more preparation, the better. So you need a map at a minimum. You need to know what are in the rooms. You need to know what the purpose of the rooms are. You need to know if there are any creatures in those rooms. That's a bare minimum. A bare minimum for running a one-shot or a dungeon or an adventure is knowing those things. You got to have a map. You got to know what's in the rooms. You got to know, what the purpose of the rooms is. Is it a kitchen? If I know it's a kitchen, if I know something is a kitchen, I can immediately give you a description of it. Not a problem. There are some cabinets. There's a kitchen. There's a table right there. There's a cutting board there and a knife. There's a watermelon being chopped. There's an oven over there. Something is cooking on top of it. It smells pretty good. There's like a haze near the roof, a greasy kind of smell to everything. And the floor is a little bit slippery as you step in. And over there is a man wearing a dirty like cook's apron or something. So as soon as you know it's a kitchen, you can describe it, right? And so now here's the next question. Based on your competencies and how good you are at things, do you want to write down all of those levels of details that I, for instance, just made up so that you can remember it when you actually run at the game table? Or are you comfortable just making that stuff up as you go? Because the more comfortable you are just improvising as you go, the less level of details you need to make. And then you can just kind of like have an overall idea, and then you kind of make things up as you go. Now, over at my website, thedmlair.com, I have several adventures that I've created myself. And we're going to create an adventure tonight over my Twitch channel right after we get done with the Q&A here. And if you come join out, either go get some of the adventures I've created over on my website, thedmlair.com, or hang out with us over on Twitch when we create an adventure, you're going to see exactly the sorts of notes that I put into an adventure. And that might be helpful for you when you're like making your own notes for your own one shot. Oh, what's the secret word for the giveaway? Oh, geez, that's horrible. I didn't put that in there. It's into the Fae. Into the Fae. I should change that. Oh, I'm a moron. The secret word is into the Fae. Into the Fae. Actually, I don't even know why there needs to be a secret word. Because the only people who are going to sign up for the giveaway, since the giveaway ends, the giveaway literally ends when the stream is over. So like nobody's, I don't even know why I have a secret word. Why have I been doing a secret word this whole time? Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to go in and change this really quick so that the secret word is in the question. I don't know why I didn't do that. I was like, oh, they gotta have the secret word. They have to prove that they were at the live stream. But it's like, how else are you gonna even know about the giveaway if you're not at the live stream? Okay, hold on a second. We're gonna fix this. What is the secret word? And I'm just gonna put it. Okay. Type the secret word into the Fae. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna, okay, that's updated, and there, I'm gonna save it. Okay, cool. Okay, now, yeah, one could be texted about it, I suppose. You know, I'm not gonna crack down on people doing that. It's not that big of a deal to me. Now, yeah, drop the link again if you would, Penguin Butt. Now the secret word is literally inside the giveaway link. There we go. That should fix things. Now I'm gonna click the link and confirm. Go to site. Well, anyway, let me know if it didn't work. Let me know if that didn't work, and then I'll hook you up. Helsing says, new DM here, planning on starting a Norse mythology based campaign with players. Please don't ask me about Norse mythology. I know nothing about Norse mythology. Okay, let's read the rest of the question. Any ideas on where I could find some good resources? Google? Google? That's all I got. I would Google. I would go to Amazon too. I would go to Amazon and look up Norse mythology, and then I would start reading up on Norse mythology. That's all I really have, dude. I don't know anything about Norse mythology, so that's all I got. Sorry. Oh, it's okay, Helsing. I mean, it's like I only know what I know, you know. And so sometimes I get questions I just don't have a good answer for. It's all right. It's not your fault. I mean, in this case, Google and Amazon is the only, but I can tell you, like, when I want to do something about something, you need to learn about it, you know? So in this case, learning about Norse mythology is your way to go. And getting a book on Amazon that teaches about Norse mythology is going to give you tons of information and tons of inspiration for you to go and do your own thing, you know? So essentially the answer is reading up on it and learning about it and letting that inspire you. What is the new book on your shelf? The NaN Cave? I don't even know. Oh, that's not a book. That's a placard. That's just a placard. Just a placard. It's like you can hang it up on the wall and stuff. That's all this is. It's from my wife. So yeah, that's all that is. Yoav, hello. First stream, love your streams. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you hanging out with us, man. There's only one thing better than staring at my face on a stream, and that's staring at my cat's faces. Squeaky. This right here is Squeaky. This is Squeaky. Oh, here's Mommy. Mommy wants attention. Hello, Mommy. I could pet Mommy the whole stream. She would stay here the whole time, just getting kisses. Yeah. Welcome to the cat stream. I have a camera dedicated to the cats. The little guy. Come here, little guy. Oh. This is little guy. This is little guy. Little guy. Look at the camera, little guy. Look at the camera. He's like, nope, I'm going down. I'm getting out of there. Cats and coffee. Yes, cats and coffee. That would be the perfect name for the stream. The Colonel says, the topic is fix my mistake. Oh, this is interesting. What do you do when you don't know when to give players magic items early? Don't give players magic items early. You can always, if you don't give them enough magic items, you can always give them some later. But once you give them magic items, you can never take them back. I mean, you can, but you can't really. Players will not like that. So it's always better to err on the side of not giving enough magic items. And then if you see, oh crap, I'm not giving them enough, well, then you can start giving some out. Now, the Dungeon Master Guide gives some guidelines on when to give magic items out. Let's just take a look really quick. Over here, we'll go to D&D Beyond and we'll go to the sources. We'll take a look at the Dungeon Master Guide. We'll go to treasure, magic items. It literally tells you what these are for. Common and uncommon items are made for 1st level and higher. Rare gets to 5th level. Now, okay, I thought that I could recommend the Dungeon Master Guide to you as a good resource on when to give players magic items, but apparently I can't. I would not, so technically a +1 weapon is uncommon. I would not give your players a +1 weapon until like about 5th level, okay? So this is kind of a crappy, okay, let's do this. Common, 1st level and higher, common. Uncommon, I would probably wait till about 3rd level and higher for uncommon. A magic weapon probably is not until about 5th level. These are just some gut ideas. That said, there are some magic items that are labeled uncommon that are not uncommon. They're horrible. Let me give you an example. Cats are all under my feet. There's a magic item in here. I literally have written in a change to it because it was like Boots of Flying or something. I think it was Boots of Flying. Let me see if I can find this really quick. Artifacts. It was toward the end of here. Winged boots. Holy crap. I'm just gonna show you my book really quick of what I have written in here. Oh, that's the wrong camera. Here we go. Okay. Supposedly, can you guys see this? Supposedly, winged boots are uncommon. That is a load of horse crap. Winged boots are not uncommon. Winged boots are insanely powerful. You can basically fly the entire game. Like anytime there's a combat, you can fly because you can use the boot to fly up to 4 hours, all at once or in several shorter flights, each one using a minimum of 1 minute. So basically, you can fly in every single combat you're in. This is the stupidest, like, how are these things uncommon? So I have crossed that out and I have made it very rare. So this is just one example of how sometimes the game designers are like smoking something, or I don't know. I hate to make presumptions, but that's insane. Oh, that is an empty coffee cup right there. I don't know what they're thinking sometimes. I think something's going on over there. Something's going on over there in like Wizards of the Coast design offices sometimes, where I'm just like, I don't think that makes any sense. Like Healing Spirit. Really, guys? Really? Yeah. So yeah, anyway, there's some magic item stuff for you. Hopefully that helps a little bit. How would you keep a dungeon crawl murder hobo adventure interesting? Are you asking me if you want the whole adventure to be murder hobo? And how do you keep that interesting? Well, then you just put a whole bunch of stuff in there for them to kill. And if they enjoy killing stuff, then they'll just go through and killing stuff. But I really don't change my basic strategy or template or way of going about designing adventures. I kind of create them with a balance of combats, exploration, and social interactions. I think all three of those, they call them the pillars of D&D or the pillars of role-playing games. Those things are all super important. And so I'm going to include all of those in any dungeon or any game that I make. They're going to be all of those. You're going to have combat. You're also going to have social interactions, which is what most people call role-playing, which is the world's worst misnomer ever. The whole game is role-playing, not just the talky bits. So, but include a balance of those things. And players who want to go murder hobo are going to just kill stuff anyway. The social interaction will come up, you're dead, you know? So I don't know. I have an older video on my channel called Modulating Tension. It's called Modulating Tension. I would recommend you go check that video out. There's a reason that the entire dungeon isn't full of just combat after combat after combat. Combat is a very high tension, high intensity thing, and players need a break from that. Like, you ever know sometimes players will pull up way off topic stuff, you know, to get away from the game. Sometimes this stuff is just done subconsciously because they need a break from the tenseness of what's going on in the situation or something. So modulating tension is something that you should be using in your games, where you have a scene that is high tension like combat, followed by a scene that is a little bit more relaxing and calming, like interrogating the enemy after you took him alive, you know, where everybody can breathe a little bit and calm down, and you're not just like, ah, you know, because your PC might die or something, you know. So my campaign has been going on for a while and has gone kind of stagnant. How to make it interesting again? I have no idea, dude. I would need to know all of the details of your campaign. I would need to know what you're doing. I would need to know why it's stagnant. I would need to know how your players feel. I would want to talk to the player. So these are things you can do. Okay, so let's do this. I can't fix your problem because I don't know enough details, but I can tell you steps you can take. So first step, you need to think about why it's become stagnant. And is it only stagnant because you think it's stagnant, or is it stagnant because your players think it's stagnant? And how do you know your players think it's stagnant? Is it just because they seem disinterested, they're on their cell phones and stuff like that? Have you asked them? Have you talked to them? Have you said, hey, you know, how do you think the game's going? You know, is it still fun for you? But here's the caveat. Here's the problem with asking your players that. Most people don't have los cojones to tell you the truth, okay? They're going to give you the socially acceptable answer of, yes, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying it. Because that's the right thing to say in the social context of the Dungeon Master saying, are you enjoying my game? So what you got to do is you got to give them an anonymous survey, usually via SurveyMonkey, which is free, where you can get actual feedback from your players, because you won't know who they know that it's anonymous. You don't know who they are. And so they're going to feel more free to give you their actual thoughts and opinions. So it's a survey on SurveyMonkey. You're going to ask 3 questions. Well, first of all, have a rating 1 to 10, you know, how much are you enjoying the game? 1 is, I hate it. 10 is, I love it. And then you're going to get a rating scale, and that's going to tell you what their level of enjoyment is. And then you're going to ask them 3 questions. 1, what's something that you don't like that I should stop doing? What's something that, you do like that I should keep on doing? And then what's something that might make the game better that we should start doing? So it's basically stop, continue, and start, or start, stop, continue. It's just 3 basic questions. You give them a form fillable field, and then they can give you feedback. And that is going to give you insight into what you can do for your campaign to make your campaign better. And that's how you go about doing that. You get some feedback from your players, and then you implement things to make the game better. I just recently did that for my Sword Coast, my Curse of Strahd players and my Ancient Dragon players. And I got some very valuable feedback. In fact, one of the pieces of feedback that I got that I'm starting to implement immediately is a couple of my players for my Ancient Dragon game the level of loot and treasure they're getting has not been very high, and I agree with them. I have kept it a little too on the low side, and so they're gonna get a little bit of an infusion of some treasure and magic items in the future, and that's an example of one of the things I do to get feedback and then implement things that are gonna make the game better. Obviously, you might get some feedback you don't agree with, and then you're gonna be like, meh, you know. But if it makes sense and you analyze it, then be open to it and make changes as appropriate. Subcycle says, Luke, I can't answer that question. Spends the next 10 minutes answering the question. I didn't technically answer the dude's question. I told him how to figure out the answer on his own, which I might add is far more valuable than just solving your problem for you. Like, if I tell you how to solve your problem, you learn something and you grow and you improve. If I just give you the answer, then you've not learned a whole lot. So, yeah. I'm out of coffee. Can you guys see my coffee mug? It's so empty. This is modulating tension right here because I just got done giving a big huge. Now I have to like relax for a second, take a deep breath to like lower the tension. By the way, I'm not going to be able to answer everybody's questions tonight, so please follow me over on Twitch. I stream on Twitch Mondays and Wednesdays, during which I answer questions as well. Link to the Twitch chat conveniently placed in the chat by one of our wonderful moderators. And then, yeah, because I won't get to all your questions tonight, but over on Twitch, that's what I do. So, Fred, you told me that the coffee was low. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Sophie, what's going on? How you doing? How to find the motivation to go get myself some coffee? Okay, Sophie, listen here, Sophie. We're gonna do something together, okay? I know that it's really early in the morning for you right now, and I know that sometimes you're lying in bed and it's all warm and cozy, birds are chirping, sunlight's coming in, you just don't want to move. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna get up and go get some coffee, and you're gonna get up and go get some coffee too, and then we're both gonna come back to the stream with coffee. All right, so I'm gonna show you a picture of my cat while I get coffee, and Orange is doing what Orange loves best. He was licking his belly, but I shamed him to stop. I totally shamed him. Cat shaming. Cat shaming is what I do around here. Should I give my Paladin Sorcerer player a Cloak of Displacement? Nithrius? You be very careful. I will stick Penguin Butt on you, and you will not like how that goes, dude. How should an average battle map be? Raymond, so I have a problem. I have this tendency as a dungeon master to make big, huge, massive battle like I'm thinking dungeons. You're asking battle maps, but I'm like thinking dungeons. So my problem is when I design a dungeon, I make the 20 rooms to the dungeon, like 20 rooms. And then that's a huge dungeon. And then the dungeon ends up taking like 4 game sessions to complete. That's for my Sword Coast Guard group. Now for my Ancient Dragon group, that would take like probably 8 game sessions to complete. We have a more leisurely pace, which is good. So like when I'm creating dungeons, I try to keep the maps under control. Like 10 rooms is plenty for a nice sized dungeon crawl or something. But you're asking for a battle map. I don't know. Just get the big fold out grid and that's your battle map. And that's as big as it needs to be, I think. 50 squares by 50 squares. They can't use more than that, can they? I'll just go with that for an answer on battle maps. Is there coffee in D&D? If there weren't coffee, would there be any reason to play it? There's probably coffee somewhere in D&D. What other hobbies do I have? Do you want to know what my hobby is? Do you really want to know what my hobby is? You serious? I get up at 4 a.m. and I just work, dude. I work on videos. I work on my Kickstarter. I work on the things that I publish. I just work on everything for my channel here, you know, for my business. That's my hobby, dude. It's that and running D&D games. Like, I paint miniatures, but that's still related to D&D, you know. I wish I could play video. I used to play lots of video games. You know, I wasted many years of my life playing video games, and I have nothing to show for it. I don't really have any other hobbies, dude. I do martial arts, but, you know, I like to exercise. I like to go out and run and bike and crap, you know. You wouldn't know that by looking at me. Mo says, what do you do when you are designing a layout in a map? Or rather, what do you do when you can't get ideas for a dungeon? When I can't get ideas for a dungeon, I don't know. I read the monster manual. I might read other adventures. I might read a book. I might just go stop thinking about it. I might go take a shower. I might mow the lawn and just think about it and just let those wheels spin, you know? While I'm brushing my teeth or something, I'll just be thinking about it, you know? And ideas will come, you know? It's just a matter of, I don't know. I can't give you any real tips, dude. I mean, I just did. That's pretty much all I have. Hey, will you stop it? Jeez, come here. Oh, don't whine at me. Look at this. Look what they're trying to do. They're trying to get into the catnip. She's on the ground pawing at this. She wants to get into the catnip. She's not. Get our cats. That's like cocaine or something for kitties. That's wildly inappropriate. That's warm. Little guy. I'm running a high magic campaign. Any advice for some fun enemy casters that I could throw at the party? I don't know, dude. Open up the monster manuals and look through for casters. I'm sorry if that's a crappy response. That's literally what I would do if I were in your situation. I'd open up the source books and I'd look for magic users. I'm just like, go read the books, go read the books, go read the books, go read the books. I don't know. How do I gain more knowledge as a new dungeon master? Sometimes I don't know the answer for some unexpected questions. Yeah, dude. There's no shortcut to that. That's going to happen. And when something comes out of the blue, you just got to do your best. Like, read the books, you know, learn about these things. But a lot of having the answer and knowing what to do comes from experience. And there's no way to shortcut that. That's just the way of it, dude. So do the best you can. Don't feel bad when you can't figure it out. But here's something that you can do when something hits you out of the blue and you have no idea what to do. You can straight up tell your player, hey, you know what? I'm not sure about that. But I'll tell you what. I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time right now in the game figuring it out because that'll kind of bog things down. But let me take this away. Now I'll go look this up offline away from the game table and I'll get back to you by email or something, okay? And then we'll figure this out. So that's something you can always do. And then when you're not under the pressure of like somebody looking at you and asking you a question, away from the game table, you can take your time and figure it out, you know, without the pressure. And then you learn something, you know? So that's always a strategy you can take when you get hit with something that you have no idea what to do. Sometimes I also just ask my players what they think. Hey, what do you guys think? What do you think should happen? What do you guys think? Sometimes I do that. My players are all intelligent human beings, for the most part. Hey, Hayes, thank you, sir, for the $4.99 super chat. I appreciate that. What martial art do you practice and does that color your games? It's Taekwondo, although I must say that I don't particularly like Taekwondo. Taekwondo is the martial art that I went through and like got a black belt and crap in, but I don't particularly like Taekwondo. I love far more Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, but I've tinkered around a little bit with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I've never actually gone on to actually get belts and crap in it. You know, I just love doing it. It's so much fun. And Muay Thai is just really cool too, you know. So it's funny. The martial arts that I enjoy the most are the ones that I kind of didn't pursue a whole lot. A little bit. I toyed around. I've gone to some MMA gyms and did some jiu-jitsu and done some Muay Thai and stuff like that. Some boxing, you know. Nothing super serious though. Like nothing super serious, guys. Just, you know, I show up and I work some stuff, you know. Taekwondo is the one where I actually like got the black belt, and it's the one that I'm mostly just like, it's Taekwondo. Do they color my games? They do a little bit. If I start to talk about like hand-to-hand combat, then that experience gives me the ability to narrate and describe those things better. Jiu-jitsu forever. Yeah, jiu-jitsu is so good. I love that crap. It's so much fun. You guys, it's so much fun. And you can go, when you're doing taekwondo and bullcrap, you can't really strike and hit people and stuff. But in jiu-jitsu, you can go pretty close to all out, exert yourself, and nobody gets hurt. You know, it's great, and it's such great physical exercise. Oh wow, it is amazing. It's so good. If someone was going to make a Baylor boss fight, what would you recommend for minions? Legendary actions and Lair actions. So Baylor minions would probably be some sort of demon. I'm thinking probably a Baylor is like a CR20-ish, I believe. So I would use like a CR5 minion. I'd probably have them have they'd take either 1 hit to die or maybe 3 hits to die. So I wouldn't use hit points. I would just track hits. Maybe 3 hits and a minion dies. For legendary actions, so I would probably have some sort of area of effect where the Baylor basically just has a fire burst that goes out from him. Baylors have whips. So some sort of whip attack where he can wrap somebody's ankles, yank them from their feet, and drag them closer to him. You know, that might be a cool legendary action. And then they're grappled as well. That would be a cool legendary action. You always include a legendary action of movement of some sort. Movement. I don't know why. You will never find this in the stat blocks for any legendary creatures. I always write it in. Movement. You can use a legendary action to move. Movement and positioning in battle are incredibly important, especially during boss fights, especially in situations where players could surround and pound you. For something like a Baylor, they probably have a teleport feature. I know Marilys do, so a Baylor probably does as well. Do you use a legendary action to teleport? There you go. I would definitely have that. So there's a few ideas for you. But for something like a Baylor, you definitely, and he needs to have Lair actions. Give him a Lair action, legendary action. Give him legendary resistances. At least 3 of them. You must have those. You must have those for a boss fight, especially a Baylor. Otherwise, they're going to use Hold Monster or Banishment, and it's all over. Thank you very much. What is your opinion on more taboo D&D subjects such as slaves? What is my opinion on it? I don't usually run game worlds that use slaves and stuff like that. Because what's always going to happen, this happened to my friend actually. My friend was running a D&D, he was running a world set in the Civil War. And the backdrop of the Civil War and that time period is there are slaves. And he was running that game, and all his players wanted to do was basically set the slaves free. Like whatever idea for a game or a campaign he had went out the window because the players only wanted to set the slaves free, which is understandable, you know. But he was telling me that, Luke, it was actually, that setting was just a dismal failure because it didn't matter what plot hook I gave them, they didn't care. They only wanted to do the one thing, you know. So that's probably something, you know, if you're running to run a certain type of game, that is a distraction because you know, obviously we think that we should think that slavery is a horrible, wicked atrocity and we should oppose it in all ways. So if we're playing a game where we see it, our modern sensibilities it shouldn't have to be a modern sensibility, but our sense of that being wrong is probably going to strongly influence our roleplay. And so there's always a chance that, you know, you run a game in that sort of setting, your players are going to be like, dude, we're not just going to go about, we're not going to like stop the evil bad guy when the good guys are bad guys because they have slaves. You know what I mean? So yeah, there's some things to think about. I don't run games like that. Is it wrong to do so? I mean, you're emulating like something that happened in our history and stuff like that, you know? So I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it, but like, that's not to my taste. You know, I'm probably, if I'm running a game where there are slaves, it's because the bad guys have slaves. And part of the idea is that the players would stop it because that's a horrible thing and rescue them. But a world in which the good guys have slaves and that's a normal accepted part of society, I'm probably not going to run a game like that because that's not good in my opinion. And I wouldn't want to portray people in a game setting as good who own slaves. I don't think that's cool. So I'm probably not going to run a game like that. It's just my personal opinion. I don't know if it's wrong or right, or I don't know. I'm not going to opine on that. I just tell you what I think. Homie, don't play that. Homie, don't play that. I remember that crap, dude. How do I deal with a player that is that guy who always plays their character as the same, even when they have different alignments and classes? I would do nothing. I don't care. My players, that guy is the worst. I'm sorry. That guy that you described, the guy who always plays the exact same character, no matter what class and alignment and stuff, that is the most mildest of problems you could probably encounter in the game. There are so many other things that are so much worse to have to deal with as far as player problems go that doesn't bother me one bit. If you want to play your character that way and it's always a kind of a carbon copy of all the other ones you've played, that's, you know what, I don't care. That is your prerogative as a player to do that, and I'm not gonna try to like enforce upon you my vision of how you should roleplay your character. I just don't. That's not the battle I'm gonna fight. Will it be annoying a little bit? It might be. I just don't care enough, dude. It's their character. They can do it. That's not a problem I'm interested in trying to solve. Just in all honesty. Owen Davies, thank you, sir, for becoming an Adult Dragon member. I appreciate that. I do want to remind you that all of my YouTube channel members get special perks over on my Discord channel. You get access to a VIP channel over there, and you also get to like vote on videos that I make and all that kind of cool stuff. We have like monthly hangouts where we get together on voice chat, video and voice chat. So make sure, please, sir, that you hook up your YouTube account and Discord and join me over on Discord. And if there are any questions about how to connect those things, then message Penguin Butt over on Discord. She is the hand of the DM. She is the hand of El Jefe. El Mano del Jefe. So she can help you navigate that if needed. Do you have any recommendations on making D&D game more accessible to people with disabilities? It depends on what their disabilities are, dude. Then it depends, and then you have to navigate that. I haven't had players with any so like everything I learn as a dungeon master is usually based on personal experience. Like if I had a player with disabilities, then I would have to learn how I can help accommodate that and, you know, involve them just as much as other players. But because I haven't had to navigate that before, you know, I just haven't learned that sort of thing. So I'm probably not the best person to ask that question to, in all honesty. There's probably a whole bunch of other people in the community that could help you with that. But I'm the wrong dude for that. Sorry, man. Again, I don't know everything. Shocker. How do I get better at telling the story of my homebrew campaign? My players seem a little awkward when it comes to the role-playing part of things. Those are two questions. I don't know how to tell you how to get better at telling the story of your homebrewing campaign. I don't think a DM should be telling a story. A dungeon master's job is not to tell a story. It's not. You should not be telling a story as a dungeon master. That's not what you do. The dungeon master creates a situation. The dungeon master creates something that's happening in the game world, some some cataclysmic event or bad guy that's doing something. The players decide what they're going to do, how they're going to interact. And based on what the players do in face of that situation, that's what creates the story. And the players are telling that story just as much, if not more, than the Dungeon Master is as they play the game. So I do not concern myself at all with telling a story as a Dungeon Master. I have an idea in my mind of something that's happening in the game world, and I will present that to my players, and then they will confront it and interact with it. And then a story comes about. But I'm not telling a story, and I never try to tell a story. And so I would not advocate that you tell a story either. Telling a story is writing a book, right? We're playing a game. It's an interactive game where there are several people, you know, and everybody is telling a story together based on what happens in the game. Your players seem awkward when it comes to role-playing things. So the best advice I can give if your players feel awkward is you do it yourself. Now, you say role-playing, and role-playing is the entire game. If you're talking about like social interactions and talking in character and stuff, then the very best way to help your players feel more comfortable doing that is to lead by example and do it yourself. That's the very best thing you can do. When I speak in character, I use funny voices like this. Yeah, sometimes you just talk like this, and it gets everybody laughing, and everybody just feels a little bit more at ease. And then that player over there who didn't feel comfortable talking, well, now the Dungeon Master just made a complete fool out of himself. And so it's not that big of a deal to talk in character now, is it? So just break the tension by doing it yourself. What alignment are your cats? Hungry. My cat's alignment is hungry. They're all staring at me. They're like, Luke, we know that when you sit in the basement and talk to yourself, we know this means you're gonna give us food. They know. I'm dealing with a group who has busy lives. Is there a good roleplay way to implement drop in, drop out characters? No, I handwave. I handwave that crap. It's not, I don't spend any time thinking of creative ways to explain why a player's character is not at the game again. Like, no, tentacles grab you. You're gone. Literally, ask any of my Ancient Dragon players. Anytime one of them is gone, tentacles come from somewhere, grab them, and drag them away. And we all laugh, and then we keep playing the game. And then when the player comes back, a chasm opens and the tentacles are writhing around, and the player crawls out of the chasm, slashing at the tentacles, fending them off, lops one of the tentacles off. The tentacle falls on the ground, is writhing about, and then the player like limps away, blood coming down their face as they rejoin the party. And then the chasm begins to close, the tentacles withdraw within it. And then the player's character has now rejoined the party. That's it. That is the limit of my imagination for dealing with that. It's a hand wave. It's a thematic hand wave, and we all laugh about it, but it's a hand wave. Heather Snyder says, could you please upload the creation VODs from Twitch to your YouTube channel? YouTube is better for creating playlists, and I like to listen to them while I prep for my games. Yeah, Heather, I could probably do that for you. So Heather, what I could probably do is I won't upload them to my main YouTube channel, but I could certainly upload those to my I have a second YouTube channel, the DM Lair Streams. Mods, could you drop a link to that, please? Usually what I put over on my DM Lair Streams YouTube channel are my Curse of Strahd games and my one-shot games, so you can all watch me play D&D. But I could put these creation streams up over there as well. I'm not gonna clog up my principal YouTube channel with those, because doing that would probably impact performance of my channel overall and my other videos. But I'll put it on my second channel, because my second channel, whatever. So I could probably start doing that. Somebody needs to yell at me to remind me though, because that's not currently in my workflow, and so I'll probably forget. Woo! Go away, go away. And my phone's going off. Penguin Butt will yell at me. Thank you, Penguin Butt. I need that. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, If you have not signed up for our giveaway tonight, please jump in on our tactical tokens giveaway. These are the absolute best alternative to miniatures that I know. Super high quality, very inexpensive, and very, very portable. These are what I use when I go to game conventions because I don't want to drag around my miniatures. So we have a giveaway going on tonight. Penguin Butt just dropped a link to it. So please go over there. The secret word is Into the Fae. Enter that in there. Sign up for the giveaway. Get yourselves one person tonight. We're going to draw the winner at the end of my stream tonight. One person is going to win 20 of these things. So, and I also want to tell you guys about my cats. Aren't they adorable? I clicked the wrong button, actually. I have a Kickstarter going on, Into the Fae. It is a level 1 to 5 adventure module. Take your party to level 5. It features crap tons of new Fae creatures, magic items, and even spells, depending on how many stretch goals we hit. We're currently working on our 3rd stretch goal. So if you guys are interested in an adventure module written by me, then you can go pledge over there. And there's another link coming as well from our wonderful moderators. I appreciate that. A couple of them are like boom, 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 boom. So go check that stuff out. And I'm gonna do the little roll here of the artwork too. Whee! Let me restart again. I'm gonna give you here's the cover, the mock-up of the book. Here's a little spread for you, some more artwork. This is an example of the maps my dungeon cartographer Lonnie is making for me. Monster artwork, custom tactical tokens with the artwork I commissioned for the book. Dice bags, beautiful dice bags, t-shirts, and then gratuitous art. So there you go. I did that quickly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have good news and I have bad news. The good news is, let's do the bad news first. The bad news is the question and answer is drawing to a close because we are going to create a D&D adventure together. Now, I know there were tons of you that I couldn't answer your questions because there were too many questions and I have a big mouth and I talk way too much. So if you didn't get your question answered, please come over to my Twitch channel. I stream on Mondays and Wednesdays over there as well. You can ask me your questions. I'm happy to help. Yeah, but tonight's Q&A is drawing to an end because we're gonna go create an adventure together. We're gonna create a D&D adventure. It'll be a level 9 adventure. And when we get done creating this adventure together, I will post it. There'll be links all over the place by tomorrow where you can get it for yourself to use in your games. So that's what we do for the rest of the night tonight. And in order to do that, Sean Hannon is like, I just got here. I know, but this is the way it works, man. We started at 6. We've been here for a little bit. My cup is up. The worst news is your cup is almost empty. Yeah. Well, there's always, I live stream 3 times a week. Okay. Monday and Wednesdays on Twitch. Friday starts on YouTube and then goes over to Twitch. So I have tons of live streams. You can always come ask questions and crap. You can also go over to my Discord and there are lots of awesome dungeon masters over there. So Pistola Jones, thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. New to the stream, want to say thank you for all the useful and easy to watch content. Looking forward to checking out your other channel. Awesome. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go over to Twitch and we're going to continue the adventure creation over on Twitch. So I'm going to end the stream here and then it's going to take me about 5 minutes to get stuff set up and to start streaming on Twitch. So I will meet you all over on Twitch. There's a convenient link from one of our moderators posted down below. So head on over to Twitch and I will see you there in about 5 minutes. And we are going to create a level 9 adventure together. More like 8 minutes, whatever, Dan Bear, whatever. Link, Penguin Butt, can we get a link, please? Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. All right, there you go. That's how you get to Twitch. And I'm gonna peace out and I will see you guys over on my Twitch channel momentarily. Bye-bye.